Today is an absolutely remarkable day for MarvelSnap, as it has been announced that Earth 383, the place in which all of MarvelSnap's heroes and villains have done battle, is now official Marvel canon. And in the world of MarvelSnap, where seasons are ever changing, this is going to give you an opportunity to experience everything Marvel has to offer. And it all begins now in this brand new season of MarvelSnap, the Fractured Frontier. So today I'm beyond honored to be bringing you a video where we're going to be breaking down 3 brand new cards coming day 1 of the MarvelSnap Fractured Frontier season, and it all begins with Thanos Fractured Frontier. Thanos Fractured Frontier is a 5/8 that reads, game start, load an infinity shot. Your cards have Quickdraw. Thanos loads again. On reveal, fire all loaded shots. There's a lot of questions about this, and right off the top you might be thinking, well Alex, first of all, what's Quickdraw? Quickdraw is the ability for a card that on the turn that you actually draw it into your hand, it gains an additional effect when you play it. Remarkably powerful, and it is the core concept that you need to understand for many of the cards in the Fractured Frontier, but none more important than Thanos itself, which is going to be loading a shot into his revolver every time you play a card with Quickdraw. So the next question, of course, is what are these shots? Well, my friends, I'm able to show you that right now. You have the Space Shot, which reads, empower Thanos Fractured Frontier +1. He has movable next turn. The other is, of course, the Reality Shot, which is going to make a copy of your other lowest cost card here. You have the Time Shot, which reduces the cost of your cards in your hand by 1. You also have the Mind Shot, which is going to draw 1 card. You also have the Power Shot, which empowers this card by +3. Finally, you have the Soul Shot, which destroys the weakest enemy card here. Altogether, you have this Thanos card that when you quick draw and you load his revolver will have a series of effects that have a remarkable impact on your game state, especially when played on turn 5, considering he becomes either movable, he discounts your hand, or he creates an additional board presence that you can then take advantage of on turn 6. At the end of the day, Thanos is one of the most exciting cards that has come to MarvelSnap in some time, and I can't wait to show you a deck featuring Thanos. But before that, we gotta talk about the other cards, because Thanos is the Season Pass card. But what about the Super Premium Season Pass? The Super Premium Season Pass card coming to MarvelSnap's Fractured Frontier season is none other than Jane Foster Fractured Frontier. Jane Foster Fractured Frontier is a 3/4 that reads, on reveal, judge 4 other random characters. +1 power if they're yours, -1 power if they're enemies. Quick draw, judge the worthy again, which effectively doubles the effect. I actually really like Jane Foster Fractured Frontier. I think she plays wonderfully with cards like Venus, which will amplify the effect of her proc, and especially if you quick draw, where you might be able to double the effectiveness of the card in and of itself. Not to mention, alongside quick draw, you'll be able to play Jane Foster Fractured Frontier alongside something like a Thanos Fractured Frontier, who's going to want to be incorporating as many quick draw cards as possible because of the nature of him wanting to load shots into his revolver. Jane Foster Fractured Frontier is a fantastic card and one that you can get in MarvelSnap from the Super Premium Season Pass. And for those curious, you can get the Super Premium Season Pass and the Standard Season Pass all from the MarvelSnap web shop, which will also include a number of additional benefits, including a Series 5 pack to help you along the way and build your collection. The third card coming day 1 of the MarvelSnap Fractured Frontier season is Psylocke Fractured Frontier, a 3/4 that reads, on reveal, give cards in your hand that are 5 cost or more, -1 cost. And if you quick draw Psylocke Fractured Frontier, your whole hand gets discounted by 1 instead, which is a remarkably powerful effect for a card that just may be played on turn 3. This will allow players who are looking to get larger cards onto the field to play early more opportunities to do so, similar to ramp decks in the past that I'm sure you all love. Moreover, it allows for more explosive later turns on turn 6 or 7 because you have more options with these discounted cards. You might be able to sneak in a couple more combo-centric pieces. And of course, Psylocke Fractured Frontier is going to play great with Thanos Fractured Frontier, as you can get Thanos out on turn 4 if you desire, or of course, you can have more of a larger finale on turn 6. At the end of the day, Psylocke Fractured Frontier is a very exciting addition to MarvelSnap. Well, it wouldn't be a MarvelSnap video if we didn't take a second to talk about some decks to get you started on your deck building journey. And we're going to begin with what I'm calling the Fractured Frontier. And I wonder why. It has all 3 of the brand new Day 1 Fractured Frontier cards, Thanos Fractured Frontier, Jane Foster Fractured Frontier, and of course you have Psylocke Fractured Frontier as well. Now this deck actually revolves more around Thanos Fractured Frontier and getting that revolver loaded, because you have something like Quicksilver, which when drawn on turn 1 is going to have Quickdraw. It's going to load a shot for Thanos. When you top deck Domino on turn 2, every single time, she's also going to have Quickdraw and going to load a shot for Thanos. You then have a plethora of 3-drops that are going to load shots for Thanos. You can use Wiccan to then sneak out the Galactus Fantastic Four first steps, or you of course can benefit pretty much your perfect curve with something like a Karen Page. Now, I'll do note that there's a lot of variations for this deck. Like if you don't have Karen Page, for instance, you can even try something like a Captain Marvel. That 4 spot there is pretty flexible and it gives you a chance to kind of experiment and try to figure out what you may like. But at the end of the day, I think that this deck is very well positioned to really showcase the ability of the quick draw cards, in particular, Thanos Fractured Frontier. Now here's a fun variation of the deck I just showed you that I think is a lot of fun to play. This deck features an additional 6-drop with Dr. Doom, and if you're going to have that additional 6-drop, why not play something like a Jubilee in a blink? So you can start sneaking out the Galactus Fantastic Four first steps or Dr. Doom early, or of course your Thanos Fractured Frontier, because you want to see those shots pop right off. It's an incredibly powerful effect, and when you're playing on curve as aggressively as you are, you want to get that Thanos out, and Jubilee Blink just might be able to do it for you. Moreover, we do have the likes of Crystal in both decks. I should mention Crystal is actually an amazing card with Thanos Fractured Frontier, for the simple reason that when you play Crystal, not only do you increase the odds of pulling your Thanos Fractured Frontier, which is incredibly important, the card that you draw is actually going to be empowered with Quick Draw for the next turn, so that you're able to play it and activate that Quick Draw effect, further amplifying Thanos Fractured Frontier's abilities. Crystal is an amazing card in these decks, so consider adding her to your list while you're experimenting. Now, I don't know if you heard this, but there just may be zombies in the Fractured Frontier of Earth 383, and I'm absolutely okay with that, because I think that zombies alongside the Fractured Frontier cards like Thanos Fractured Frontier and Jane Foster Fractured Frontier is actually a really cool archetype that I think is going to be a lot of fun to play. Now, unlike the Domino Quicksilver package, you're not guaranteed these cards, but there's a lot of cards here that really do benefit these quick draw mechanics, namely the Hunger and Kitty Pryde, which want to get played out on turn 1, but more importantly, you have a card like Surge, who's going to discount the card that you top deck, further increasing the odds that you're able to chain together these quick draw mechanics, which of course Jane Foster Fractured Frontier and Thanos Fractured Frontier are going to love. You also have some other combinations here which I think are very helpful. Venus is a great addition to a Jane Foster Fractured Frontier deck, as it's going to double the benefit of the Jane Foster Fractured Frontier when she is proccing on your individual characters, so that's a huge bonus. But most importantly, this deck allows you to create these very interesting lines where you might be able to use Thanos Fractured Frontier to then copy the zombie horde that you've generated to cleanly win one of the locations with an absolutely massive horde replicated. I really like this deck. I think it's a lot of fun, and as a whole, I think this season has a lot to offer. And there you have it, on MarvelSnap's Earth 383, now canonized in the Marvel Multiverse. You can play one of the most exciting new seasons in MarvelSnap, the Fractured Frontier. Thank you so much for watching. I sincerely appreciate each and every one of you. Happy snapping, and we'll see you on that next one.